What's going on, guys? jtmoffroad here. Today's video, I want to tell you about one of my favorite and least expensive add-ons I've done to this Jeep. So what add-on am I talking about? I'm talking about bike shifter, otherwise known as a hand throttle. So the hand throttle is a super simple add-on to do, super cheap. Some places make a kit for it. You can buy all the parts individually if you want. I went individually just because it saved me I think 10 or 15 bucks. But you kind of have to hassle with going to a bike shop or ordering the parts online. So it's up to you if you want to just buy the kit all by itself or what you want to do. But basically all this is a bike shifter, and this one in particular has a couple different ways of doing stuff. So when you pull this, it pulls the cable that goes up to the throttle body and holds it in place, so if you need to set a certain RPM you can do that, or you can loosen this up. So if you loosen that, anytime you pull it, it goes back into place. So if you don't need a certain RPM all the time and you're just trying to do everything by hand, you can just do this, or tighten it back up, have it hold position. So there's three good reasons why you would want this. First off, and probably the most important reason, is for hill climbs. So imagine you're stuck on a hill or rock, an obstacle, and you don't have much room that you can go back. In a manual Jeep with a clutch, it's a lot harder to do that without a hand throttle. Not saying it can't be done. I'm probably a worse driver than most out there, and a hand throttle helps a whole lot more. So basically what you would do is have your foot on the brake, have your foot on the clutch, pull the hand throttle to the selected RPM, drop the clutch and drop the brake, and then you start going without much rollback at all. Hopefully all movement is forward. So if you're geared a lot lower, chances are you don't have to do stuff like that. I've got 410s in this with a 2.5 engine, and I definitely have to use that on hill climbs or rock obstacles or whatever where I can't roll back very much. That is a huge help using that. My second reason for having a hand throttle is a bouncy accelerator. I don't know what you want to call it. When you're riding through rock gardens, riverbeds, streams, anything where there's going to be lots of bouncing. Sometimes it's hard to keep a consistent accelerator foot. So when you're driving and you're hitting lots of rocks and your foot starts moving and you're trying really hard not to move it, but it just happens anyway, then you start lunging and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So you got to back off, start again. Sometimes it happens again. With the hand throttle, you just set that at a certain speed and then it just goes. There's no bouncing, and it just makes everybody in the Jeep happier. My third reason for having this hand throttle in is because of this guy. So my onboard air system puts out a good bit of air just off the stock sand and compressor. I didn't plug it up and fill it with grease and drill out the one port like a lot of people do, but it still does a good bit at filling up tires, and it only takes maybe a minute or two per 35. If I take it down to like 10 psi or something like that. If I want to fill up tires more, if I want to be helping other people fill up their tires after a trail ride, it helps if there's more air coming out of this. So the one thing you can do is pull your hand throttle up to a certain RPM so it puts out more air, fills the tires up faster. Big help when you're doing that. So those are my three reasons for having hand throttle in this. They're all super good reasons. I love having the hand throttle. It was one of the most simple things I've had to do on the Jeep. I guess I should probably talk about what's all involved with it. So if you do this as a kit, or if you go out and buy the parts separately, you need to get the shifter, and then you need to get the cable. So the cable, like all these, you can mostly get at a bike store, but the cable, you get the sheathing that goes up to here. I was originally going to route it down through here, hence why this was cut. I needed to try to get it down through here, but I ended up just doing it something a little different. Way down here, I just found a spot through the firewall that I was able to drill through that was easy to go up and over. Put a grommet in. I ended up putting a little cable clamp in just so it would hold this in place. This is going to bounce around a good bit, so I needed some sort of stability to keep this from, you know, really just like bowing out and being over here. So this clamp went in, and it was actually a little bigger than I needed it to be. When I tried tightening this down, it wouldn't work. So I just cut off a little piece of hose and was able to fit just the right amount in there that to spread that out a little more. Then you could screw this down so it was held in tight. So you can't see where this went through the firewall, but this is the cable that went up. Went ahead and ran it right to here. Then the other end of the cable sheathing goes into here, so it stops it in place. This is another piece at a bike store. I don't know exactly what this is called, but the cable sheathing goes into this little stop, and then on the other side of it you have this nut that goes ahead and gets attached through this bracket. I can't remember if there was a hole here already or if I drilled that, but run it through, and then this bolt is actually separate than this bolt. This bolt gets put in through here, and then there's a nut on the back side. You get that, tighten that all up. This keeps that sheathing in place, and then the cable can get pulled in and out smoothly through this sheathing. So you can actually get these little pieces that are meant to go on the ball of this throttle bracket, and what you want to call it. Get it off a junk Jeep or wherever you want to go. I think this one already had one on it, so I didn't really have to do much but run the cable through here. Then on the back side of it, just run a cable crimp that tight so this cable is tight. So that's all there is to it. Super simple. You know, buy the kit, buy all the parts separately. Up to you. It's still relatively cheap. You know, I might have had like 20 bucks into the whole thing, and I use it just about every time I'm out on the trail or when I'm airing up tires. Super simple, great ad. So I was actually working on another video, and so that's why the Jeep's like this right now. But hopefully that video will be up soon. I'm missing a part, and I gotta wait for that to come in. Anyway guys, that's my hand throttle. Sorry I didn't go through the detail of actually installing it, but hopefully the discussion of it, telling you about it, helped give you the idea of what to do, why you should get it, and you should probably go out and get it soon if you haven't already. So I think that's about it for this video, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Be sure to like it, tell me what you think in the comments, click subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming projects and wheeling trips. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook to catch posts of videos in the making. See you next time.